Right. We've still got more people coming in, which I have to say is staggering, and thanks very much to Maggie, who I think's been in every shop in Emsworth over the last week. So, next slide. So, somebody said, why a community land trust? What is a community land trust? So, a group of us sat down, I think last April. We looked at the neighbourhood forum plan, we looked at the local plan, and we saw affordable housing in there, and we thought, well, there's not enough. And the housing that is coming forward isn't always affordable. You know, if you're a newly qualified teacher moving into the area, can you afford to live here? So a group of us got together and we said, well, let's do something. So we did some research and we looked at something called a community land trust. And it is about a community-led housing designed organisation where you design and develop affordable homes for local communities. And actually there's about 200 or 300 in the country. There's a great one in Wickham that's been going almost 10 years yet now. Have done quite a lot of building for local people, so that's fantastic. Westbourne, anyone here from Westbourne? I think there is somebody who's going to come along later. They're developing their community land trust at the same time. They've got a small park, they're developing that and looking at other community issues. So community land trusts are a really important vehicle for moving affordable housing, real affordable housing, wherever we can. So what have we done? Well, we've set ourselves up as a community benefit society, so we're now a legal entity. That means we have to do things that benefit you as the community. We can't suddenly go off and develop something over there. It really has to respond to and be agreed to by you as members. All of us live or work in Emsworth, and we've got a great team, great board with lots of skills and expertise. So we're now, I think it was the 16th of August, Harry, that we became Emsworth Community Land Trust. So, and we now have over 350 members, so that is a fantastic commitment. So thank you. So, who's in the team? The team so far. So people have got badges on. So myself as chair, where's Theo? Theo, we've got Mike, Harry, so a whole range of people, lots of skills on housing, finance, communications, people who've been involved in youth and community work, so a really broad group of skills. But I have to say the most important thing about them is a can-do, because the last thing we want to be is another organisation. We do want to achieve something for the community, so a great team of can-do and expertise. But don't let you think we've let you off the hook, because what we know in this room is there's a huge amount of expertise and skills, and you could be helping as well and supporting this work. So is the queue, sorry. What have we done so far? Well, it feels like we've been working quite hard on all of this. Setting up the legal entity, much due to Harry, who will tell you that setting up the bank account was probably the most challenging part, but there's nothing new there. Becoming a legal entity meant we could access grants, so we're very grateful to both national and local bodies for getting some setting up grants. That allows us to start feasibility studies, start engaging architects and others. It'll also enable us to do a housing and community survey. We really will be looking to all of you to help us in that. The more evidence we have of need, and specifically what that need is it key workers, is it older single people, is it younger people? So that survey is going to be critical. We'll be doing that in the next month. And we've started to develop plans and ideas. So I'll take you back to our first plan and idea. When we sat down and we looked at the neighbourhood plan and the housing plan, we saw a cottage hospital site, and what we saw was that being sold off to the highest bidder, and that developer would develop homes that met their profit line. It didn't meet our community needs, and yet it had been purchased by the community and built by the community. We also saw at that point in time, health services had said, no, it's not for us. So we started to develop plans that would keep it for the community space, some flats for people with disabilities and affordable flats. But when we started working with others and the for sale sign went up, we realised that by working together actually we could get GPs and the clinical commission group to look at it again. And they've done that. And we've got the patient participation group. We've worked very hard to get that acknowledged. So a lot of work. We were working with everyone else to get that. And you know the outcome. It's the preferred site. Sorry for the acronym, EUSG. I forgot that one. That's the Emsworth United Steering Group. So what happened? Instead of all of us trying to have our voice, we have 4 representatives of the community. It's myself, Theo, David Thomas and David Richards, and we've been working very much with the consultants, GP, CCG, to see if we can get the best possible business case. So are we out of the woods? No, not yet. 15th of April is when it goes to the Transformation Board, and that's what will agree or not the funding. And there's an important word in there called transformation. And that's saying we don't just want the GP surgery replicated. What we want is the opportunities for some other services to be delivered through that. It won't be the old cottage hospital, that's gone, but it could be much more around other services, more district nurses, etc. If it gets approved, I mean, you never know with slippage what happens, but that's the date. Will we continue to have a say? We hope so. There's a project group which will involve local stakeholders, local groups, and we will continue, particularly Residents Association and other groups, patient participation group, to make sure it's designed in a way that will meet our long-term needs. So we're really delighted with that. That's an excellent outcome. Fingers crossed for the 15th of April. That is crucial. But we've all worked very hard on this. And then as I was doing these slides, I thought, oh, what have I learned from this? And I have learned that actually if you get people together with one voice, with one clear objective, you can achieve a lot. And I think that says a lot for the Community Land Trust. If it's community-led, with a community voice, with a clear direction, actually we can achieve a lot. So we're drawing a line under that. We think that site is gone and we need to move on. So what is it that we should be doing? We've gathered together suggestions. We've talked to the ERA, the Business Association, the churches, community groups, and we've drawn together our ideas and thoughts. So affordable homes, the absolute key to it, but actually if you stop and think of what a home is, it's not just bricks and mortar, is it? It's where you live and it's who you live with and it's the community around you. So affordable homes we'll still be focusing on, but we want to maintain a thriving town centre. And we think with the GP staying here that will certainly help, but actually there's more to it than that. What can we do? You know, I was at the library the other day and I thought, what a privilege. You know, I bumped into people, picked up a newspaper, and I spoke to 3 people just picking up a library book. And that gives a lot of value to people. And community and youth work. Where are the community facilities? We're very blessed in Emsworth with a real plethora. But we do know over the coming years there will be more people living north of the 259 than south. And how are we getting the community and youth facilities there? That means those communities feel that's their home. It's not just a house, it's not bricks and mortar, it's a home. So that's how we've drawn together all our ideas, suggestions, and that's what we want to discuss with you today. And just a few more words on what that means. Harry? So those are 3 things we particularly want you to engage with today. Give us your feedback, your ideas, your expertise. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Mike, who's got a stand over there, his team, talking about affordable homes. You know, small developments, innovative. Have we got, is it key workers? Where's the gap? And also some ideas that people have had about, even if you get an affordable rented flat, have people got enough money for the deposit and the month up front? And there are schemes where you can get loans. So it's not just about bricks and mortar, it's about how people can access them. The second thing, Shirley, where's Shirley? So Shirley is going to lead a discussion around how do we keep this thriving town centre. We're great, we've got a lower number of empty shops than most areas, but that balance could easily tip over. We've lost banks, people still feel the loss of that, so ideas about a community bank have come forward. Is that feasible? Can we do that? And what we do know is that there is government funding for High Street regeneration. If we had a business plan, actually we could access some funding. So we need your input on that. And last but not least, this is my group. So, and this is making sure we've got community facilities that meet the whole community's needs. And a group of us met the other week, a group of churches and the community centre, to look at, are we meeting young people's needs here and teenagers? You know, if you want to stay on uniform groups or you want to do tap dancing here, that's great. But there's a whole age range missing in that. And we particularly like to work in the north, the search community, etc. And then somebody said, oh, it's great about the doctors, brilliant doing, but if they're using that site, what about Redlands Grange? So what about Redlands Grange? If we as a community looked at what the needs are in that area, Havant Borough Council would be really pleased to engage and discuss those ideas to see what that site could offer. So there's lots of opportunities. So finally, it's back to you. This is your job today, really, is to go through the 3 workshop areas, have those discussions, give your challenges, your ideas, talk about what you think could happen there. Help us develop that vision so we're really clear. And some of you may want to volunteer. You might have a skill, you might say, put me on your list because I have this expertise to offer. What we'll end up with over the coming months is a very clear vision of what we want to achieve. We need robust business plans because there is money for community-led housing. The government has millions put away. We need to access that by having clear business plan. And finally, a team of members. And that's what I've learned also from working with all the people on the Community Land Trust. If we work as a team, actually, we get quite a lot done. So it's a very, very big thank you from all of us for coming here today on this beautiful sunny April day, almost April. And please, just thank you for engaging and coming and for joining in with our discussion. Thank you.